It is very rare that I post twice in one day. But we've just had some major breaking news regarding Rodrygo, and I want to share it with you guys. I want to talk about it. I want to analyze it, kind of clear the air on it because it is quite big. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe and like as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. But let's get straight into it. And it comes from Hand of Ozil, slam dunk, straight on Twitter. One of the best Arsenal sources for Arsenal news. He's been spot on. Everything he said has come to fruition. He said Arsenal have made Rodrygo their #1 winger target this summer. Finally, some clarity on who we want to become the first #1 target for Arsenal this summer in the wide areas. Rodrygo is just a player with a lot of quality. I'm just so excited. But let's go into more detail with what he said, because we can't just take it as that. You know, there was a lot he said in the thread, so let's go through it. He said, we can exclusively reveal the recruitment team and Arsenal are in a unanimous agreement that Rodrygo Goes is a player who could be the major difference in the hunt for silverware. So again, those people that be like, oh, maybe Andrea Berta doesn't want him, blah, blah, blah. No, Arteta, Berta, everybody involved in the Arsenal strategy likes Rodrygo. Several key figures at Arsenal have spoken to Rodrygo. That's huge. So we've already had contact in terms of Rodrygo's agent, with Arteta, with Andrea Berta. That fits sort of several key figures part, insinuates that's the case. And first team players about life at Arsenal/North London. So he's already spoke to some of the Brazilian boys, potentially Gabriel Magalhaes. You know, you're thinking about Gabriel Martinelli. You know, you're just thinking about that Brazil national team. That's brilliant for us. We've got a lot of Brazilians. Gabriel Jesus. This is a major pulling point for us in terms of Rodrygo. We've already got a lot of Brazilians that will be able to come in and gel with. We've already got a lovely team harmony, and he's a phenomenal player. And I mean, the fact that Berta and co have already had conversations with him is absolutely key. Other PL sides are involved, other Premier League sides are involved, have set out their strategy to lure him, but I'm told Arsenal will present a strong financial offer if the player is placed on the market. So that's where you kind of like hold your horses a bit. We can get really excited, but I know a lot of Arsenal fans will just take the fact that he's the #1 target and wouldn't have read this. Arsenal will present a strong financial offer, so obviously money isn't an issue if the player is placed on the market. So that's the other big thing that has been said here. The player isn't exclusively on the market. So, you know, that's where we're at now. Rodrygo, we want Rodrygo, definitive, he's #1. Does Real Madrid want Rodrygo to go? Does Rodrygo 100% want to leave Real Madrid? Let's continue reading. What is the current situation? As he reported weeks ago, Rodrygo is set to have a meeting with Xabi Alonso regarding his future at Real Madrid. This meeting is yet to take place, and we can exclusively reveal Rodrygo will try to emphasize his will to play a left-sided role. The Brazilian feels this is where he can express himself best and maximize his creative potential positionally. So that is massive. We already know at Real Madrid, there's Mbappe, there's Vinicius Jr., Rodrygo isn't going to exclusively given that role. That's without a shadow of a doubt. Xabi Alonso is not going to prioritize Rodrygo over Vini and over Mbappe. That is for sure. And if this report is to be believed, which Hand of Ozil was very good, this should lead to Rodrygo wanting to leave and go to a place like Arsenal, where he will play in his strongest position off the left. And that would be absolutely massive, wouldn't it? Rodrygo on the left, someone through the middle, Saka on the right. That is a very strong, menacing front three, without a shadow of doubt. That would break multiple teams, break multiple records, I'm even sure. Just thinking about the quality in that front line, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And let's continue reading. The Club World Cup will be a key indicator of how Rodrygo's future is settled. Real Madrid are adamant they do not want to sell Rodrygo unless the player asks for a move personally. Arsenal are willing to pull off an Ozil-esque transfer and compete with any club for the services of Rodrygo should he become available. So Arsenal are willing to do whatever in their power to get this deal done. It's all on Rodrygo. We're basically sitting here waiting for Rodrygo and trying to lure in him. So basically, from an Arsenal fan standpoint, we've got to do everything we can. Social media, DM him. Whatever tactic you think would work to lure Rodrygo, we've got to do it. Show him the love, because these players, they do see it. They do see it. You go to Rodrygo, come to Arsenal. Arsenal is the place for you. He will come. He will come. Arsenal's pull is very underrated in terms of what we can do. And as us as fans, if we show the love to him, it will play a factor in him wanting to come. So there's 3 things we've taken from this. #1 target. He wants to play on the left, and he's going to have a meeting with Carlo Ancelotti where he's going to express that. Real Madrid don't want to sell him, but Rodrygo will he'll push it through if they don't fit his requirements in terms of playing time. So the Club World Cup is absolutely massive. If he goes to the Club World Cup, then maybe the deal could still happen later on. How much game time he's going to get at the Club World Cup, that could probably tell us if he's going to have a lot of game time in the future for Xabi Alonso. So there's a lot to consider there. But this is a player, I think every single Arsenal fan, we can unanimously agree we would take him at our club. He has the quality to break games if we have him more centrally. And I'm going to do this thing again. You Arsenal fans absolutely hate it when I do this. But the only way that we can maximize Rodrygo is by getting an overlapping fullback to play on the left as well. He is not great as a touchline winger. His best influence comes inside the pitch, as close to the box as possible. That's where you'll get Rodrygo getting 25 goals and assists combined in the season. Play him as close to the box as possible, as close to the goalkeeper as possible, inside the box. Maximize his touches there. Rodrygo will kill anyone. 1v1, he is quite devastating. The speed in the first 5 yards is unreal. This is a player who has abundance of quality, but he still needs to be maximized by someone else holding the width. I'm not saying if he wasn't the one holding the width, he would not contribute. He'd still do pretty well, probably way better than Martinelli. But when you sign a player like Rodrygo, who is a Ferrari, you want to get the Ferrari going, right? You want the Ferrari doing the best races in the right positions to perform to the best capabilities, the best color. The best color of Rodrygo is being close to the box. He's a green Ferrari on the touchline, and he's a roaring red Formula 1 Ferrari inside the box where he can have multiple touches and go at the defender. Nobody touches Rodrygo once he's in the box. He's that deceptively quick, that pretty on his feet, that he is so good. And of course, we can always look at the stats of Rodrygo. They're absolutely incredible. There you got 23 GA. There you got 25 GA, 29 GA. He's always fit, hardly injured. I think only now, really, he's only picked up an injury. But Rodrygo has an abundance of quality and the sort of confidence to contribute and score goals. Like the report says, he can be Ozil-esque in the impact he can have globally for Arsenal and put us on the map. Kind of send a message to the rest of the teams. Okay, look at Arsenal. They're serious about going for this title. They're serious about doing the business here. They're going to get someone like Rodrygo, who's done a lot of things for Real Madrid and has been so good for Real Madrid. Wow, we got to watch out for them. We thought we could laugh, Liverpool getting Wirtz, City getting Cherki, Arsenal getting Rodrygo, one of Real Madrid's top attacking talents, is a statement which Arsenal need to make. And I would be absolutely delighted. I'm going to be here. If we can maximize him, if we can get him in the right positions, if we can get this deal done and convince him, Rodrygo will absolutely shine at the Arsenal.